Think of the smartest person you know. What is the dumbest thing they've ever done? My friend has a master's degree in mechanical engineering and robotics. He once made a potato salad with raw potatoes because he thought, since it's a salad, you're not supposed to cook it. This is the kind of real-world practical thing my friend would screw up. I love it. My sister, my wonderful sister, so intelligent, educated, but dang. They had their house inspected and the inspector found an issue with their gas heat. Called in a repairman and it turns out they were having lower levels of carbon monoxide leaking into their home. When my mom asked her why she didn't have several working detectors, she answered, well, I did, but one just wouldn't quit beeping. This was 10 years ago and we still bring it up all the time. Thankfully everyone turned out to be okay, but that wouldn't have been the case much longer. I have a neighbor, he is by far the smartest person I know. A couple 4th of Julys ago he got a quarter stick of dynamite and strapped it to an RC boat with a detonate button and a timer. He sent it out on the lake at night, flipped the switch and it didn't go off. So he took it back into the house to fix it, but never turned the detonate button off. So when it was fixed, the 7-second timer started going. It ended up going off in the house and blowing out all of the windows. Everyone was safe. TLDR, my neighbor blew up his house. It's like an episode of Wile E, Coyote and the Roadrunner. My dad is a software engineer and pretty smart. When my twin and I were about 7, he was the only one home with us when he started coughing up blood. Except he didn't tell anyone and decided to just wait for my mom to get home instead of getting someone else to look after us and going to the hospital. My mom was so pissed when she got home and he casually mentioned the coughing up blood thing. Turned out he had bronchopneumonia and had to spend a couple weeks in the hospital. Even had to have his heart stopped and started again. He almost died because he decided coughing up blood wasn't an emergency. While applying for a job, he thought sick pay meant that the job paid really well. Brother-in-law is a pretty clever guy. Ran a bat for his kid, couldn't get the tap to turn off, mad panic, rang a plumber friend asking him to come round quick or the house is gonna flood. Friend was like, you could just pull the plug. Real nice, real clever guy. Zero common sense. My aunt. College professor. PhD in mathematics. Was blown away when watching my father cook rice without a rice cooker. My dad, tape professor. Got his mortgage down to $20,000 and had the opportunity to pay it all. Redrew and bought a brand new car. Totaled car. Bought another brand new car. Gave it to girlfriend at the time. Girlfriend left and kept car. Currently owes $250,000 on his same mortgage. My buddy, who is now a brilliant emergency medicine doctor, at one point while sledding back he could jump off his moving sled, over a flat bench, and land on the sled. While moving, he realized he couldn't position to jump and crashed ribcage into the bench. Dumbest genius I have ever met. My older brother was the high school valedictorian and decided to cut an apple with a large knife while holding it in his hand. He has a lovely scar from it. I lived in Colorado Springs. My friend came into town and was booked into a hotel. I called and asked for the name or address of the hotel and he told me he did not know, but he could see the mountains from where he was. He narrowed his location down to a time zone. I was picking up my date, future wife, when her valedictorian roommate turned quickly away from the TV and said in all seriousness, "Don't look, they're welding. It will damage your eyes." She got more serious as I continued to look back and forth at the TV and her. She actually yelled, "It's going to blind you." I then asked her, "So when your TV is showing an image of the sun?" That's as far as I got. You could see the wave of embarrassment wash over her face. She immediately started laugh/crying and begged me not to tell anyone. And yet here you are, spilling the beans. My husband. He's a mathematician for the feds, but he has repeatedly gotten us to the wrong airport in cities that have more than one. Like at least 3 times. He's brilliant, but a moron. I'm also married to a mathematician. I feel your pain. I wouldn't trust him to plan or navigate any kind of travel, ever. My colleague was tasked to put mail into the mailbox. She asked me where it is and what it looks like. Around the corner, and it's a red box. Turns out, There is another red box marked General Waste. About 2 meters away is the red box that spells out Australia Post. She's been throwing away mail. Given their reliability, it's what Australia Post would have done anyway. My dad is the smartest person I known. Once when we were kids he tried to make us laugh by sticking peas in his nostrils and ended up accidentally snorting them up into his nasal passages. Best part, he's an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. One of the best in the region. I can still hear him pleading with my mother to take them out because he couldn't face his colleagues with peas up his nose that he voluntarily put there. My one college professor had a double doctorate, several masters, and was the head of the national magazine for his field and had a lot of respect in the science community. He didn't know electric eels were real. Like he argued with us. I don't know if he's necessarily the smartest person I know, but I know a pretty smart astrophysicist who pointed out a star to us which was in fact a plane.